Healing Peace podcast is here. This week on our podcast, we're talking about being loved by God, a spiritual connection. I know that for most of us, we've heard that scripture, John 3:16, so many times. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, so that those who hear will believe and not perish. I kind of twisted that up a little bit on the end, but you get the gist. We've heard it. We've seen it at the football games. But what happens when we view it or hear it so often? Do we personalize it? Do we know that he's talking about us? And so many times we don't. We think, hey, I didn't hear my name specifically. How do I know he loves me? And in that passage, when he's talking about the world, he is talking about everyone, that his love is so massive, so wide, so big that anyone and everyone has direct access to his love. That means it goes beyond creed, it goes beyond race, it goes beyond your financial status. Everyone has the privilege of being loved by God. And not only loved by him, but that he was willing to sacrifice his one and only son so that we can have a relationship with him. And I have a question. Has there ever been anything in your life that you love so deeply and then had to decide to let it go? Or something in your life that you love so deeply, the thought of letting it go will just destroy you? I know for those who are parents, you're like, even though your kids may get you mad sometimes, but at the end of the day, you're like, no, I'm not letting them go. Or even those relationships of your boo, your sweetheart, you love them so much. The thought of letting them go is devastating. Now, again, they may make you mad sometimes and you may not want to be around them. But at the end of the day, if you had to let that person go, you'll probably just cry and really just be hurt by the idea of them not being in your life. And I know that we've had that experience in general, just in terms of family members, especially during the COVID season, who passed away, or just in general life, health issues, things of the unexpected that the person is no longer there. And how devastating that is to lose that connection. And in this passage of John 3:16, this is something that God did by letting go his son, by giving him up to us. That this was a time where he could no longer be near him, where they couldn't grow together, learn together, where he just flat out didn't have his boy with him. And God did that, let him go for us, because that's how big, that's how wide, that's how massive his love is for us, that he was willing to make that sacrifice so that we can come and be embraced by him. And so this week in the podcast, I talk about being loved by him. And even some of the things that I said today, you're probably like, I'm still having a hard time of embracing this for myself. And in the podcast that comes out today, I talk about my own journey in terms of getting to a place where I know that that world meant Khmer specifically. So come out today, come listen. The information will be, of course, in the description. Click on it, learn, and understand that even though your name specifically is not in 316, that you are part of this world, you are this people that God so loved and was willing to give his son for. Come check us out today. You will not be disappointed.